Welcome to Gdańsk, our favorite city and a hidden gem of Europe. From its rich history to stunning architecture, vibrant culture, and incredible food, this city truly has it all. We'll show you all of the places you need to see if you're popping by for a couple of days. Whether you're a history buff or a foodie, there's something here for everyone. Stick around to find out why Gdańsk has completely captured our hearts and why it's a must on your next trip.
This is our favorite town or favorite city in Poland. So we're in North Poland now. We're right near the Baltic Sea, and you're probably going to see behind me why. It's like the buildings are just amazing here, both sides. All the roads are like old cobblestone roads. It's by far our favorite city to come to, and hopefully next year we plan on living here for a little bit as well. Our plan is just to convince you on why Gdańsk is one of the best cities in Poland.
We checked into Hotel Hansa and made our way over to the main street, Ulica Długa, known as Long Lane in English. This is where our little walking tour of Gdańsk begins and where you get to explore its medieval history. We started our walk at the Upland Gate. Built in the 16th century, it served as the main entrance to the old town and marked the beginning of the Royal Way. The gate then leads you towards the torture rooms and towers, which is usually ticketed, but for some reason, our entry was free. Regardless, this place got us by surprise and we highly recommend the walkthrough.
We just walked through the prison and the torture towers. I don't think a lot of it would be very friendly or YouTube friendly, so can't post a lot of it, but that was very, very confronting going through there. They got a lot of the original torture devices out on display. You can see what they used to do to prisoners, and crazy, absolutely crazy. But yeah, now we're going to continue through. This is the gates that first allowed you into town, so we're going to continue walking through town now.
The Golden Gate in Gdańsk, known as Złota Brama, is a historic city gate constructed in 1612 and is a prime example of Dutch mannerism. It served as an entry point to the Royal Way, the path once walked by Polish kings during ceremonial visits. And unfortunately, I have never walked through this gate without any construction boards or ongoing maintenance. You will then find yourself in Long Lane. We made our way over to the Old Town Hall, which has another museum that for some reason was free. This museum covered a lot of Gdańsk city history and its full rebuild after World War II. We also highly recommend the cafe inside, which has a beautiful indoor terrace. We enjoyed some cakes and tried an orange juice iced coffee, which was surprisingly delicious. From here, you can enjoy a photo op with the statue of Neptune, the Roman god of the sea, representing Gdańsk's historical connection to the sea and its position as a major port city on the Baltic coast. At the end of the Old Town Road, you'll arrive at the Green Gate, which takes you through to the Motława River. This is where you'll find the famous crane, the largest medieval port crane in Europe. The crane was powered by a large wooden wheel turned by workers walking inside it, kind of like a hamster wheel. It could lift up to 4 tons to a height of 11 meters. We then walked up the street that takes you towards St. Mary's Basilica. Ulica Mariacka is known for its picturesque architecture featuring historic gabled townhouses with decorative gargoyles. Also known as Amber Street, as it's lined with numerous shops selling the amber stone. We then came to St. Mary's Basilica, the largest brick church in the world. The sheer size of this place is impressive enough, but we then decided it'd be a good idea to pay 19 zloty each, or roughly €4, to climb over 400 steps to the top of the tower, boasting the best panoramic views of the city.
Tashi's a little scared. She's doing good though. we're in the Basilica and we just went up to the lookout, 400 plus stairs to get to the top, and it was a little bit exposed, so Tashi got a bit scared. But it was awesome. So good up there.
I started to get a little hangry, so we strolled over to the first food hall just off the Motłava River. The Słone Spichlerz, translating to salty storehouse, has everything you need for food and drinks. We then made our way over to a newer food hall, just a 15-minute walk towards the old shipping yards and two of Gdańsk's major museums. Montownia Food Hall, known as the Assembly Hall, is bigger and better than the previous, boasting a wider variety, more restaurant-like quality, and hosts a lot more live performances.
So these food halls that we're eating in, I think back in Australia, a food court would be looked sort of down upon as maybe cheap, easy food. But because it's so cold here in the winters, these food halls are full of like really, really good quality food. So it's so delicious in there. Another thing in Poland, the service is good, but don't ever expect to get service with a smile.
Just don't rate a place for service.
Yeah, like just go based off the food. They call it the Polish smile. You don't get anything. They're not up for a laugh. They're there to do a job. So
the customer is not their number one priority.
yeah, customer service in Poland probably not as highly rated as some of the other countries we've been to, but doesn't mean that they don't do a good job. It's just not quite as friendly as some other places. Culturally, they're a little bit less inclined to smile.
And if you're looking to dive deeper into Gdańsk's food culture, there's plenty to explore beyond the sights. The city boasts a fantastic variety of quality restaurants, bars, food and drink tours. There really is no shortage of experiences here. But for us, it was day 2 and time to explore 2 of its major museums.
We are heading into...
Museum of Solidarity.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it in Polish.
Oh, Muzeum Solidarności? I think that's what it's called.
Museum of Solidarity.
So this museum is pretty much more modern Polish history and how Poland was during its communism times, and then also how the revolution came to be, and all about Lech Wałęsa and how they broke out of communism in the late 80s, early 90s.
Went the wrong way.
The European Solidarity Centre is a museum dedicated to Poland's fight for freedom and the rise of the Solidarity movement. This movement, which began in Gdańsk shipyard in 1980, played a key role in ending communist rule in Poland and inspiring other nations. What surprised me was learning that the revolution's roots stretched back to protests in the early 1970s, where workers fought against poor conditions and rising food prices. The struggle came at a heavy cost, with dozens killed and many imprisoned during government crackdowns. We then made our way over to the World War II Museum, but on the way you'll pass the Polish Post Office, a symbol of Polish bravery at the start of the war. On the 1st of September 1939, as German forces began to attack, about 50 postal workers defended the building against overwhelming odds for 17 hours. Though they eventually surrendered and were persecuted, their resistance became a powerful story of courage. Today, the site includes a museum and a memorial to honour their sacrifice and preserve this key piece of history. As we arrived at the World War II Museum, we knew we were in for something special, but this museum far exceeded our expectations. It's easily one of the best museums we've ever visited. Spanning multiple floors, the exhibitions take you on a deeply immersive journey through one of history's darkest periods. You can spend hours here exploring interactive displays, watching powerful videos, and hearing first-hand accounts of those who lived through the war. Each exhibit is carefully designed to give you a personal connection to the events, from the political build-up to the human impact of the war. This museum is a must-see, offering a truly profound and unforgettable experience. It left us speechless.
taking out the actual contents of the museum, because it's just tragic what happened. But the actual museum itself, the building, and being a modern museum, it's super interactive. Like, I've never been to a museum like this. It's the best thing I've ever done when it comes to museums and showcasing history. Everything's super interactive. You get like a headset that you walk around with. It picks up what rooms you're in, so then it gives you an audio tour. But yeah, not like a lot of the museums we've been to, just super modern. And just a really good use of technology to take you back through the history. Walk into some, I don't know what, it feels like you're walking to warehouses and they're replicated like the old streets would have been pre and post war, and you get to walk into replicas of people's bedrooms, and then you've got like color graded movies from those times. It's just an incredible museum. It's obvious that Gdańsk is one of the most stunning cities in Europe, definitely our favorite in Poland. Take the time to go to the museums, learn about the history of Gdańsk, because then when you're walking the streets, you can really appreciate the beauty a lot more. Just from it being bombed to being completely rebuilt, the importance of the shipping yards, the post office as well, where they fought off the Germans coming in. It'll give you a much deeper appreciation just for the town itself, and also the beauty as well. So take the time to go to the museums, understand the history a little bit more, and then you can appreciate the beauty 10 times more than you would if you didn't have any idea.
So our time in Gdańsk has come to an end, but we know this won't be our last visit. There's still so much more to see and do in and around this beautiful city, and we would love to hear your thoughts. So let us know in the comments what you thought of the video, or if there's something you'd like to know more about. Now it's time to head back to Warsaw, where we'll be sharing what it's like to officially be living here. So hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for our next video.